Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mark back here on Mark's Aquatics. Right, on this little episode, we're going to be doing, not an unboxing, because I've already done that, and because I don't really like doing unboxings that much, to be honest, but we've got something in this little tank here which I think you guys are going to be interested in, so stay tuned. Anyway, guys, before I start, I'd like to say that this video is sponsored by Tropco, and they do an overnight delivery service. They got their website on the box there. It's a really well set out website with all the different species of fish, platies, guppies, you name it, catfish, it's on there. Super easy to navigate through, and easy to order through as well. Just click on the button, go to your basket, check out. Couldn't be simpler. Overnight delivery, it's about £11 I think it is, to your door, and there's nothing better. First thing in the morning, knock on the door and you've got a box of fish ready for you, all nicely packed up with heat packs and ready to be acclimated into your tanks and into your different systems. But what they've done is, I ordered 4 of these guys. I bought 4 from them and they've sent me 8. I know, couldn't believe it. Absolutely fantastic. So a big thank you to Tropco for sponsoring this video and helping me out and helping the channel out as well. Now I've taken them out and I've put them into a little tank here. I'm just going to swing you around on the tripod. There they are. Look at those little beauties, squabbling away like all lobsters do and crayfish. But these guys are absolutely stunning. They can see the different colours in them, and I wanted a colony. So we've got the big girl downstairs. She's had a little remake of her tank. I haven't finished it yet, but I'll show you that shortly, maybe on another video. But you can see these little guys, absolutely beautiful. Some of the antennas are a bit damaged and different things, but all these appendages that they lose, I'll get you in a bit closer, they'll grow back when they molt. And look at them bickering away there. Look. Remember when I worked on the fishing boats, they always used to do that. We used to have to put bits of sacking in between them, otherwise they'd row away. But I put some bug bites in there, as you can see. So they're hopefully going to concentrate on a bit of that as well. But I've got a bright light over the top of the tank also. So it's, look at that one, look, bit of rodeo going on there. Get off my face. Anyway, I think what I'll do is now I'm going to take them into my shrimp room, because I've taken all the better. I've got a light up here. I'm just going to turn that light over. Or actually, I'll put it there, so it'll keep that light down. If you're new to the channel, guys, hit the old subscribe button. It really helped the channel out, and the notifications for upcoming videos. Okay, that would be absolutely awesome if you could do that. What I'll do is now we'll take you around and we'll look into my bench tank. As you can see, there is no end of fish in here now. Now all the fish we've bred throughout the summer I've put in here. We've got the Endler hybrids, we've got the Zebra Danios, we've got mountain minnows, all the betta, neons, you name it, it's all in here. We've got some stunning little betta come out, really starting to get their colours now. There's a little cracker, look at that one, absolutely beautiful, reds and the blues, absolutely stunning. We've got all kinds of stuff in here. Now what I've done is I've taken all of these out of their tank in the shrimp room. There's a lovely blue female there, look at that, she's full of eggs too. Look, you see that white spot underneath there? So she'd be ready to breed. There is males in here as well. We've got a bit of a sorority going on in here at the moment, which is a collection of female betta. We've got the baby angels in here as well. There's a little guy up there. They're all over the place, they are. There's a little gang of them down there and amongst that plant. But they're all growing up well, is putting on weight. As are the little suckers, as I call them. The old albino plex. They're growing well. All looking beautiful. I'm going to have to take some of these. I'm going to have to thin this tank out because there is too many fish in here. It's got a huge filtration system in this tank, but there is a bit too many. There's a few too many fish in here at the moment. But there's some beautiful ones. Look at that. Bred all this year. A tank full of fish for a few months of breeding in the workshop, and I've really enjoyed it. Hope you guys have as well. The old Cherax quadricarinatus. Look at that. Anyway, these are absolutely stunning little guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this tank now into the shrimp room carefully with my back. There's not much water in it. It's only a little tiny tank, as you can see. and we'll take them in there and we'll get these guys acclimated to their new home, I think. Follow me. Okay guys, we're in my little shrimp room now. You can see these little chaps. They'll be a bit glary. As you can see, look at the colour difference in those. It's going to be interesting to see how these little guys grow up. Super happy about these. Anyway, this is their tank. This is where all the betta were. I've taken them all out now. They're all in the bench tank, and I've set it up and I'll put all the pots in there so they can all have somewhere to go, somewhere to hide. I'll put some more bits in there as well. I've got some more kicking around. I made this thing up yesterday or the day before, if I can find it. Oh, sorry, with some acrylic, with some pipes. I made that with some pipes. Look at that. I'm missing one tube from the top, but once that's pushed back against the side wall there, in fact I'll put it in now. Right, that's better. Now I've got a few little plex in here as well, some baby ones. You can see one hopping around on the top of that jug there. Stirred the tank up putting that in there a little bit. Gonna have to give it a little bit of a clean out, I think, as well. In fact I won't, because they're detritus eaters, these guys, so they're going to clean up anything that's in this tank. You can see some very, very baby plex in here as well, in amongst it. They're going to be okay. They're quite quick, and they're going to be hiding away from those little lobbies as well. Little crayfish. I keep calling them lobsters. That's what I used to catch lobsters when I was fishing. But I've put the acclimation gear into action there. Normal little airline. Put an air stone on the end if you like. I've just got a little bit of ceramic on there just for doing this. I've got no fish in there to get sucked up, and we're just going to drip acclimate for the next couple of hours because of the temperature difference as well. That water is quite cold in there as it's been in transit overnight. But with that drip going in slowly, I'll wrap a few tea towels around this as well, just around the base like that. I put them. I've got another towel and I'll put them around there, and I'll put something over the top as well, and that'll just keep that temperature in. Like I said in the last video, when you're acclimating any shrimp, pardon me, make sure that you wrap the tank up as well, because you've got to equalise the temperature as well as the TDS and everything else in there, okay? Otherwise you're going to shock them when they put them into the main tank. So we've got to equalise TDS and temperature. Don't forget that, guys. That goes for all your little shrimps, because when you shock shrimp, they won't die on you straight away, but it'll have that effect. It'll have that adverse effect on them, and then within maybe a week they'll die within a week's time, and then you're going to be upset. So make sure you do that properly. So I'm going to get back to you when this is up to about here, and I'm going to put the kettle on, I think, have a coffee, and I'll get back to you when they're ready to go in the tank. Okay? Right, okay, that's been 2 hours, believe it or not, since we started drip acclimating these guys, and I've covered them up, as you can see. Nice towel all the way around the base there which insulates it, and one over the top as well to stop that heat coming out. All these little guys seem to be fine. We're still dripping away. We can stop that now and just lift that pipe out, and that will drain itself back in. Their home's cleared up nice now as well, so I can take that towel out of the way, keep that to one side. I think you're going to enjoy it in there. Right guys, with crayfish, anything like that, I don't like using nets because their little claws can get stuck in the net, and you can lose claws, legs and all that kind of stuff, which you don't want. So what I've got here is one. Remember, I put my little zebra plecos in the tank, and I use that to put that in there. So I'm going to sink that in there, slowly slide that across the bottom, and hopefully we'll get a few of these guys crawling in. There we go. Making sure we don't trap any limbs. There we go, and then we can put them in there, put them in the tank, and watch them go into their new home. There you go. There goes number one. Free fall. and they'll get to work probably straight away. There you go, look at that. Little skydivers. That's number 3. Got a couple more in here now. Off you go, little guys. Brilliant stuff. I think we've got the rest of them in the pot. Sorry about my shaky camera work, guys. There goes another one. There goes another one. Go on, let go. Hey, he's got hold of his mate. There you go. Now they're all going to disappear about in there. Now I can move that little tank out of the way and show you where they're going. Look, straight away they've gone straight in the pots. Already grabbing food. Oh look, there's my secret book full of secret fish recipes. Can't show you that. Look at that little bickering, guys. Look. You can see how they bicker. Look, they've got one pot each there and they're still having a go at each other. But as long as they've got somewhere to retreat and hide, and they'll get their little places where they like to be, they'll settle down then. They'll dig little burrows, they'll go in some of these little holes, and they'll be happy little campers then. Look at these two sparring away, look. That's brilliant. All the little plex as well, keeping things clean. Like I say, with these crayfish, when they're small, they're pretty harmless to fish. Little pleck coming to see who's in his tank. And a couple more over here now. And they'll all find their little houses. Look at that, got loads of display action going on there. My little plex are hiding away. They're all going to find their little territories, and then they'll be okay. You're going to get this bickering for a little bit until they settle in. But it's quite comical to watch. Well, with a bit of luck, out of 8, hopefully, we'll have some mixture of males and females. And when these are a bit bigger and they've shed a few times, it's going to be a few months, they're going to start breeding. And that's going to be absolutely fantastic, because that's one thing I've never bred crayfish before. Love to see them all buried up. They're the same as our little hobby shrimps, our little neocaradinas, where they give birth to live young, where they hold those berries underneath for a certain period of time, and then we'll have lots of little babies running around, which is going to be fabulous. Like I said, guys, these are omnivorous. They will eat absolutely literally anything you put in there. So you can put in there leaves. I mean, the plants that are in there, they're probably going to eat those, which is fine. They can have a go on those. You can put little bits of vegetables in there. Don't forget they're shrimp, so they've got that exoskeleton, so they're going to need a lot of calcium in their food. So high calcium foods, spinach, things like that you can put in there, broccoli. So they're going to need all that kind of stuff to get them growing well, as well as that protein as well. So I'm just going to put in there some fish flakes, which I've got. They'll feed on that. You can put in little bits of shrimp as well, cooked shrimp. You can put that in there. They'll eat that like the big one does in the workshop. They love to eat that. You've got to keep that water good. They'll withstand a wide variety of wide range, of pH, right up to about 8. From about 6 to 8, I'd say, will be fine for them. But keep, like with all shrimp, so many people have said to me about breeding with shrimp and things. I find it's consistency. That's what you need with breeding shrimp. With anything, you need consistency in those water parameters. If you've got big shifts in those water parameters, that's when things go wrong, and you're not going to be successful. Anyway, these guys look like they're having fun. We've got a bit more good news as well. If I go up above there, we've got the King Tigers tank, and in that little pot there, I think this male is sitting on some eggs in there. You can see his little tail quivering away there. He's either got one trapped in there trying to get her to lay the eggs, or I find he wobbles his little tail up and down like a little vibration going on, and that's when I find they're going as well. Zipping around into my little tank full of zebras. In that pot there we got some more eggs, which is fantastic news. Dad's sitting on some eggs in there. I came in this morning, just put the torch in there briefly, just flashed it in, and I saw those little white pearl eggs in there, and I was super excited to see those, and hopefully he won't kick them out this time, because what happens is, because I've got 3 males and 1 female in there, the other males will go in, and if one wants to be a little bit more dominant, what he'll do, he'll go into that pot and he'll kick those eggs out. So hopefully that won't happen this time, or I'll have to not hand rear them, but put them in the pot and bring them on like I've done last time. But they're all doing fantastic, so we could have a lot more of those on the way. They look like about 10 to 12 eggs in there as well, which is fantastic when I looked. And these guys can have a lot more than that. So, and these are big. These are about sort of 4 inches, maybe 4.5 inches long. The big male in there. So with their little trusty little gang of tetras, they're the ones we bred in the workshop as well. Little clean-up crew. Anything floating around, they eat that. They're nice and fat. Believe it or not, they actually spawn most mornings in there. I come in and watch them release the eggs, but obviously nothing happens with them because there's no substrate or anything for them to fall into. And as soon as it gets dark, those plecs come out and hoover up absolutely everything in the tank. So there's no chance of those. You can see that little tail there. See it quivering away up and down. So if you've got some plecs and you see that behaviour, that's a good sign that you've either got a trapped female or he's on eggs. So remember that one if you've got plecs. These little chaps seem to be all settling in now and hiding, going in and out of their little pots, which is great news. Anyway, again, I'd love to thank Tropco for their donation there of all these little guys. Couldn't believe that. That was absolutely fantastic news. Over the moon with that. We've got a little colony now, so you guys can watch them grow up, shed, and follow along with their little life story and find out what's going to happen, what colours are going to happen, when they're going to get berries, and all that great stuff. Check their website out. $11.99 for delivery. Everything gets sent to your door, really well packed, and like I said, there's nothing better than opening a package first thing in the morning full of nice fish to put in your fish tank. Anyway guys, as always, you're all stars. Thanks so much for tuning into this #1 little video of the babies, and as always, I'll see you all on the next edition of Mark's Aquatics. Take care, bye for now.
Just me and my guitar.